The most successful companies usually have somebody dedicated, or a large portion of their job is dedicated only to G&D, growth and development. That's it. And so if you don't have that, you need to start looking for that, because nothing will help your organization flow together more than growing together. Welcome back to the Culture Base podcast. I'm Dustin. He's Blake. We are the Culture Base. Today, episode 85, we're talking about creating a culture of continuous learning and development. Super important. But before we get into that, I want to remind you that we're here to help leaders know what they're about, show where they're going, and develop a scalable team to get them there. If you're listening on an audio podcast platform, we would really love you to leave a 5-star rating or review. It helps get this content out further to those like yourself who could benefit from it. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd love for you to hit the thumbs up. That's the like, subscribe, and ring the bell. All 3 actions so that you're notified every time we drop new content just like this podcast. You'll be the first to know. Speaking of YouTube, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn at The Culture Base, BASE. And you can move on over to theculturebase.com, get a free 30-minute strategy session with us. And while you're there, you can go to theculturebase.com/resources, and you can pick up your very own copy of our ebook, which is coming up on the screen now. It's the Scalability Playbook. You can get a free copy by going to theculturebase.com/resources. The Scalability Playbook is proven methods for building high performance teams. Pick it up today. The 5-star reviews are already flowing in, so pick it up. All right. So today, Blake, we're talking about creating a culture of continuous learning and development. What's the problem there, Blake?
So if we're trying to build a culture that values learning, we have to help train our team in understanding what learning is. And I know that sounds so basic. And believe me, that's not going to score high on any SEO. But at the end of the day, trying to help people understand what learning looks like I can't tell you the amount of times in coaching, because we'll talk about like, hey, how's your personal growth? How's your professional growth? How are you learning? And the amount of times that I talk to someone about, well, I feel like, I'm pretty low on that one because I'm not growing very much right now. And I always go, tell me what you mean by that. Well, I've learned these things and I haven't learned anything new recently. And I always go, hold on, stop. There's a very big difference between learning novelty, like learning something new, and learning. Okay. Learning something new today, and as fast as our technology is growing and as fast as we're advancing, we are starting to define learning by something I didn't know and now I do. That is knowledge. Okay. That is going from not knowing to knowing, and that's great. But there is another side of learning that we miss out on. Like we talk about someone not even being able to be a master in their field for 10,000 hours is kind of that, like, that's how long it takes. And so what that means is, okay, so you learned how to do a kick flip on a skateboard. That's great. So you know it now? You're the best at it? Like you're able to do it in any scenario? Like you can learn that you're going into a kick flip, mess up, and still get it? That's the problem, is we define knowing something as knowing something. It's just the knowledge. Learning is also the reps. And so we have to talk to our team all the time. Hey, you are learning. You're getting experiential knowledge in the reps. Are you learning well, though? Are you trying to do the reps well, or are you just trying to do the reps? Because learning takes a openness in your mindset to learn. Okay, so it isn't, a lot of times we can get knowledge quicker because we're like, hey, I'm learning, I'm opening myself up to this, but we miss it in a lot of the other areas. How we learn is very different. And this is for the leader. This is one of the big problems. How does someone learn? something. There are 16 different learning styles. Good luck. Our education system usually does one. Here's information. Now do it. YouTube has a couple, but there's tactical learning. There's kinesthetic learning. There's step-by-step learning. Like, we have a lot of different types of learning. So if you're going to value and create a culture of learning in your organization, you've got to take the time to sit down and figure out what is the right type of learning for my team. Okay. And we don't do that a lot. A lot of times what we end up doing is creating these event-based learnings as if, hey, I taught you that one time how to do this because we paid a lot of money for so-and-so to come in and show you this and you don't get it. What, you didn't do one thing one time and weren't a master in it? Okay, now we're the culprit. Now we're the ones causing problems to our organization because we only learn and teach and show what learning looks like by event-based training. And we're getting massive skills gap, guys. Well, this is one of our bigger problems. A lot of even the next generation of Gen Zs, they have really solid hard skills and really terrible soft skills. You don't think that's a problem? No, that skills gap. I don't care if Michael Jordan's on my team. If he's sick that day and doesn't show up, we're losing. Right? Like, we don't have the Michael Jordan if we're missing some of those soft skill aspects. Well, skills gaps are growing and growing. And a lot of this is just the daily work of not training in small things. Someone, I don't remember who said it to me recently. What did they say? It was something like, there's brilliance in the basics. Like, the people who are great at what they do are brilliant in the basics. I don't think we take enough time to be brilliant in the basics. I think we try to enforce that. Hey, if we've got to grow and grow and grow, we got to grow quicker and we got to get there quicker. And so instead of creating good systems and good training platforms for your team, we just push people with pressure. And that doesn't tend to do anything good. Okay. A lot of our knowledge silos pop up because you're willing to invest in some areas of training and not in others. And then you start hoarding knowledge. This is one of my least favorite things. When you base something on like someone's value based on knowledge, guess what they won't do? They won't share it. Okay. So one of the problems we run into is not having a culture where you share knowledge and share understanding and share the learning aspects. Well, if I teach them this, then they're going to be able to do it and I lose value. We're not playing a zero-sum game. If you've got players who only play zero-sum games, don't. Find teams that care about, hey, I'll teach them this so they can do that and I can grow and I can go do this. And then I'll teach them this and I'll grow. That constant learning, that's the kind of community you want to have in your organization. Okay. And when we don't have those things, we just have these hard hits of motivation depletion. People don't want to do or learn anything because why?
Yeah. I love it. I think that paints the problem pretty good. You want to get into the solution?
Let's go.
Let's do it. I mean, the easy solution here, Blake, is be a company that learns. Be a company that grows together. A company that grows together. Company that grows together. Blake, what together?
I don't know this answer.
It's not a common answer. It's just you could say this about anything, right? A company that blinks together,
flows together.
Yeah, grows together, flows together. It doesn't matter as long as it rhymes. Blake,
you set me up with this thing, and I was like, "Oh no!"
So a company that grows together, flows together. That phrase, that common phrase, is as old as 30 seconds ago. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Everyone says it all the time. It's a common household phrase, right?
Oh
anyway, that's what we're saying here, right? The whole solution can be summed up in that right there. If you want to flow together as an organization, if you want good flow, You want the wheels of the operation and sales and finance and all that just super greased and just flowing like a well-oiled machine. In order to get that flow, you gotta grow. I'm on a roll, Blake. Let me have it. I mean, really, that's what it all is. So there's lots of different things you can do, right? You can create skill mapping methodologies. You can create courses on Teachable. Many of our clients we work with, we do that for, right? So the courses are not only here's how you do something, but here's how you grow in your skill. Here's how you grow in this company. Here's how you learn more about X, Y, and Z, all at the fingertips. They're one of the most successful, or the most successful companies usually have somebody dedicated, or a large portion of their job is dedicated only to G&D, growth and development. That's it. And so if you don't have that, you need to start looking for that, because nothing will help your organization flow together more than growing together. You know what I mean? Even in the moments where you're like, hey, we got a little Monday powwow around the water cooler real quick before we hit the shop floor, before we hit the sales calls, or before we hit the thing, right? We're just, hey, everybody good? You have a good weekend? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Use that moment right there, 30 seconds. Hey, I was watching this documentary this weekend, and this amazing leadership moment happened where this coach said this did this, and it rallied the team to do this. And I'm not saying I want that to happen necessarily here, but I'm just saying, as you're leading your teams today, remember X, Y, Z. Boom. That's all it takes. Grow together, right? Grow together, motivate together. So don't just do like just in time learning resources, right? Where it's like, oh crap, this is coming. Oh crap, this is coming. We better figure that out real quick so that we can learn. No, be proactive about the learning experience. So that's building an entire ecosystem around learning and around growing. And we say this all the time, and we're probably going to say it again here in the action steps. Leaders, it starts with you. But understanding where people are at on that process too. I know in my own business right now, as I'm teaching people things, I'm teaching people different methodologies and organizational skills. I'm tracking where they're at on those things. And so being able to document that process of what was the baseline for us, and then what worked and what didn't work. Because, and again, this is why, like, full-time position or a big part of one position, like, you need to have this, because being able to see what worked and what didn't work and be able to shift and all that, if you don't have someone like largely dedicated to that, you're not going to be able to give it the time that it deserves. And maybe that needs to be you for a season. That's okay. Build it up, write the processes, write the frameworks, write whatever you need to write to say, this is how we grow together. This is how we learn together at our company, and pass that on. Anything you would add to that, Blake?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right. Beautiful. I love it. Let's see. Do you want to get into action steps? Let's do it.
All right, leader. Do not procrastinate and kick the can down the road on learning and training. Okay. It is the easiest thing to push down the road and feel like you did something. Hey, you know what? We need to get good training here. Oh, good. So you just got a good dopamine hit and you did nothing on the backside. Hope that felt good. Okay. That's all I've got to say to you. I hope that felt really good. You're going to crumble, and then you're going to be like, I thought I said that we should do this. Okay. Don't procrastinate. Don't kick the can down the road. Now is the best time. Okay. This is like when was the best time to grow a tree was 30 years ago. The second best time is right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is where you've got to take control and say, I value this enough that I'm going to provide resources for it. And, oh yeah, but that takes money that you get back in learned people. Like we're missing that. Like we mistake cost versus cost, right? Like it costs me X amount of dollars. Yeah. But by not having it, it cost you even more dollars. Like you're a business person, you're an investor. You think through these things, think through it on this too. Okay. That's where we've got to get into the game, understand that we need to give margin for these things and resources, but we also need to give margin in time. How much time? Like we always say, oh yeah, we'll figure out some time for them to start training. Okay. That phrase is a very common phrase. That one is the daily said thing. And I would guess that the amount of times that that's said versus actually done is probably less than 10%. Oh, we need to figure out time for this. Sure, we do. Feels good, huh? But we don't. We don't do it. And our teams suffer for it. And then we come back to yell at somebody else for not doing it as if that was you saying we should was enough. It's not. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to
Don't
build
shit all
learning
over the
into your
place.
team. You just shit all over the place. Gosh. When you finally do start this process, it is hard. Like it does take development in the front side. And that's why when Dustin was saying, hey, we at the culture base know it's hard. And that's why we offer this as a service. Like, please take us up on that. We will help you to make this process not feel like a mountain. Okay. We're going to help create those models of continuous learning. We're going to create what are our learning goals this quarter? What are our learning goals this year? We're going to be able to create places to foster that around the water cooler mentality. Like, hey, here's a channel in which you learn something, toss it on here. Okay, for everything you learn that you toss on here, your name's going to go in a drawing and you could win something. Like let's foster something around the team that says we do care about this. Okay. And then when you see learning happen, you see epiphany happen, and it may not be a big epiphany to you because you had that epiphany already years ago, but you see it in someone else and it happens and you see their eyes light up like, oh, that thing worked. Man, celebrate the hell out of that. Like jump in there and be like, that's right. Way to go. Yeah, you get it now. You don't just understand the knowledge, you get it. Like celebrate that stuff. So leader, it's cliche. It starts with you, but just don't be a bitch and kick this down the road. This is important. Please take the ownership that the learning comes from the leader. Sorry, I just heard Dustin on that one.
You didn't hurt me. And this is just so funny. I didn't expect it. Don't be a little bitch. I love it.
Sorry. Getting hashtag real talk on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. We're tired of leaders just kind of, I think you're so right. Like just the procrastination of like one day we're going to learn. When is that day?
Mm-hmm.
When is that day? Like it has to start somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect to start. Leader, I'm talking to you. It doesn't have to be perfect to start. Just start. That's all it takes. For team members, if your leader or your management or whatever is not leading you in this, then we say this all the time, be the example. Be the example that you want to set. If you want to set like, hey, I want to be in a place that challenges me to grow and learn more, then start growing and learning more and sharing those results and sharing what you learned. Right. There might be a season where you're like, oh, there's Ted again showing off. He's just got all this extra time to learn new stuff. You might have to fight through that for a second. But what it's about, and eventually people start to see like, oh, he's actually better at his job, or he's actually a better person, and actually want to be around him more because knowledge attracts, right? Knowledge attracts. We want to be around the people that elevate us. And so be the person on your team that elevates. Why not? Anything you'd add to that, Blake?
I just, I love Winston Churchill. I love that he is like just full of quotes. And he has a quote that's pretty simple. Just says that the price of greatness is responsibility. It's your responsibility. Okay. And then the other quote would be just don't be a bitch about it. Okay.
Is that Churchill or is that Blake?
Hashtag Blake Bear.
Hashtag Blake Bear. I like it. Oh man, that's good. So I think we're good on the action steps there. We know what we need to do. We know we need to get out there and just start at some point, right? But having some intentionality behind this will be one of the biggest tipping points in your organizational culture that you could ever experience. So if you'd like our help with that, we do this all the time. We'd love to help you with that. Hop onto our website, theculturebase.com. Hop on our calendar to get a free 30-minute strategy session with us, and we'll talk all these things with you and how it can apply in your unique situation. Next time, we're going to be back talking about the importance of purpose and values and employee retention. Sorry, purpose and values, not purpose and values. The importance of purpose and values in keeping your best employees, keeping those A players. Cannot wait to talk to you about that next time on the Culture Base Podcast. Have a great week.